Sadhana is a big word. It's like you dedicate your life towards something. It's not a stress relief mechanics. If you want to do stress relief, well, there are so many other ways. Go for a run every day in the morning for an hour. Sweat it out. The system will find its balance and you'll be stress free. I talked about the balance of head, hands, and heart. You just follow that process. The stress and anxiety from the system will go. You don't need to do any sadhana for that.
Today's third question has come from Mehrdad from Berkeley. The question is, I grew up being pushed first by family and society and later by my own inner critic. The drive helped me achieve a lot, even in practices like yoga and meditation. But now my body resists being forced. I recently stopped meditating and felt a relief. Yet, any practice requires effort at some point. How can I shift from discipline driven by self pressure to a way of practicing that feels easeful and sustainable?
Beautiful question. I think a lot of sadhaks, a lot of world is struggling with this. First thing first, why do you do what you do? Is the first question that you must ask yourself and investigate. Why do you do what you do? Be in the field of business, be in the field of daily life, or be it in the field of sadhana. Why are we doing sadhana? We must be very clear about it. We're doing sadhana or our meditative / yoga practices. What is the intention behind it? Why am I doing this? Where did it initiate from? That's the source. That's the seed. And if the seed is wrong, the whole outcome will not be perfect or not be desirable. Lot of people are following sadhana, since the question is pertaining to sadhana issue more. I'll talk about that more. Lot of people are pursuing their sadhana, which are spiritual practices, because the world around them, their friends around them, they were pursuing it. A. B. They were finding it difficult to, how do I say, conduct themselves in life. The pressures of life were becoming too much. The stresses of life were becoming too much. So somebody told them, you do sadhana and all of this will ease out. The intention was not to reach to the truth of life, the bliss of life, but to fix something small. And we use sadhana for that. Sadhana is a big word. It's like you dedicate your life towards something. It's not a stress relief mechanics. If you want to do stress relief, well, there are so many other ways. Go for a run every day in the morning for an hour. Sweat it out. The system will find its balance and you'll be stress free. I talked about the balance of head, hands, and heart. You just follow that process. The stress and anxiety from the system will go. You don't need to do any sadhana for that. Sadhana is a different matter. We are confusing all of these things. I want to become better in my body. I want to increase my mental sharpness and I enter into sadhana. No, you don't enter into sadhana for that. It's a wrong starting point. You want to increase your focus? There are 20,000 techniques out there. Go work with some, expert on mind focus and mind training. You don't need to go to an ashram for that. You don't need to enter into a sadhana for that. So please understand. These sciences, which we call the yogic sciences or sadhana sciences, they're deep processes. You enter into those processes, first of all, with absolutely pure intention. And the pure intention is just not, I want to become better in my body, so let me start to do yoga. Well, yoga will help you to do that. Will help you to cultivate stronger body, flexible body, resilient body. Yes, it will help you. But if you're entering into yoga just for that, you're missing the point. If you're entering into any spiritual practice meditation practice just so that you become a little more calmer, you're missing the point. And once you miss the point, then you don't know when to stop. Please understand this very carefully. If you're starting from the wrong note, then you do not know when to stop. Then one thing leads to another, and you slowly become obsessed with that. Because the starting point of the journey, which I in Hindi called Uddeshya, or the purpose, was unclear. Now, so I said, first thing, you must know why you're doing what you're doing. You must know that. This is the starting point to put not just your sadhana, but your life back on track. Spend some time on this. Anything that you're doing, you're choosing a life partner, you're entering into a business, you're picking a job, you're entering into sadhana. Anything that you're doing in life, you need to spend considerable amount of time and energy into this thought that why am I doing what I'm doing? And once that is clear, now the path, the journey is going to be very smooth and clear. First level thing. Number two. Yes, you're right. To, to cultivate anything in your system, there's a certain discipline, practice, and effort needed. Absolutely, no doubt about that. But once my why is clear, then the discipline and the effort that I'm putting will also be very clear to me. Then nothing will be forced. You follow what I'm saying? You somewhere in the question use the word achievement. That when you put a lot of effort, you achieved great success in business and your life, etc., etc. Well, spiritual life is not about achievement. It's a wrong word we use in the spiritual domain. Here, we're not wanting to or trying to achieve anything. That's the classic mistake my friend Buddha also made. But he realized he was also wanting to achieve something. He was putting a lot of effort into it. And then he realized that with this excessive, obsessive effort and this mindset of achievement orientation, he was a king, came from a kingdom with the whole language of success was achievement oriented. So his process probably was still achievement oriented. But then he realized one day, oh my God, I'm making a mistake. This path that I'm on, though his starting point was very clear, unlike most of us, his starting point was very clear. He didn't want to get just mental peace or calm or relief from anxiety or stress. He really wanted to know the nature of reality, the truth of life, the truth of death. He wanted to know all of that. He wanted to move beyond the sukha and dukha, the pains and pleasures of life. He wanted to really transcend. So his starting, his why was very clear and very truthful. But along the way, this achievement orientation probably disturbed him. He put excessive effort into this. And the day he realized that no, 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 achievement orientation is a problem. In this path, you don't enter with achievement orientation. He dropped that. And as the story goes, on that very day, when he dropped this achievement orientation and all the obsessive effort that came along with it, boom, magic happened. He realized. That's the reason we use the term realization and not achievement. Buddha did not achieve anything. He realized the nature of reality. He realized that. So please, point number two. If your orientation is achieving something in your spiritual path, you need to work with that. Yeah, we need to change that. The fundamentals need to be right. We're not going to achieve anything. I heard a story once. I don't know if it's a true story or no, but I heard the story. Once somebody asked Buddha that with all of this great effort, oh great Buddha, that you put, and now finally this space of enlightenment, what did you achieve of by putting all of this effort, renouncing all of that beautiful life that you had? What did you achieve, O great Buddha? And he answered, well, I did not achieve anything. But all the wrong that I was carrying in my head, I just dropped all of that. And that's what enlightenment is all about. So you don't achieve anything. You drop your excessive mental baggage, conditionings, attachments, and the duality of pain and pleasures, likes and dislikes. You just drop that and you get relieved. That's what it happened with Buddha. You follow what I'm saying, right? Now, yes, to cultivate anything, now I'm entering into point number 3. To cultivate anything, some level of discipline is needed. Effort is also needed. If you drop discipline and effort, there's a problem. So please do not drop your discipline and effort, but you need to add something to your discipline and effort. Earlier, what you were adding here was A, the wrong why, B, achievement orientation. Now you drop that and you add purity into this, love for the practice, trust in the practice, or the process that you're following. Let me clarify this because I know there's a lot of confusion around it. Please understand it very carefully. There are two elements of this. We are entering into something critical. Please listen to this very carefully. There are two components of this. A, every practice is not meant for every practitioner. The day you realize that this practice is not working for you, please drop that practice and move on to something else. But do not drop your discipline or your effort. There, the discipline and effort is needed. Probably that particular set of practices were not meant for you. So there were two problems. Maybe that set of practices. Two, the orientation towards the practices, which was achievement oriented. Lot of pushing to that. There was no ease in the practice. There was no love affair with the practice. Right? So two components, very clearly understand this. Component number 1, pick up the practice that works for you, that is meant for you. How would you do that? Well, if you don't have the guru with you, trial and error. Pick up a practice, do it for 3 to 6 months. If it's working, great. If it's not working, maximum 9 months. Drop it and see if there's something else that you get. It is always advisable to get the practices from the guru directly. One clarification. Second clarification. The practices that you do, there are two categories of practices. Maintenance practices. So most of your yoga asanas that you do, maintenance practices, safe to do. Second level of practices, progression oriented practices, where your spiritual journey, sadhana, starts to move ahead. It's just not maintenance. These are deep practices, ideally to be given by a guru, not picked up on your whims and fancies. Two sets of practices I talked about. Element number 3 within this is your love affair with the practice. And that's very critical. If you really love just the chanting of Om as your spiritual practice, well, you will realize the truth. Just by simply chanting Om mantra, which we call the Bij mantra, even that alone is powerful enough to take you into the door of Shiva. Discipline and effort is needed. Yeah. So listen to what I shared in this particular answer again. There are very subtle points I've shared with you. I don't want you to miss them. And when you will listen to it for a few more times, you will get those essential points and some clarity will emerge from that. But this is a deep subject, requires much more um, opening of this. Yeah, this is deep subject and this is tricky because mind will catch on to something that is easy for the mind. I know people who've been forcing themselves on practices. And when I say something like this, that ease it out, they just drop the process and fall into tamas, which is absolute laziness and delusion. So, hence, I'm making this statement very clear. Discipline and effort is needed for any progress to happen. Hence, we use the word cultivation. Cultivation is a lot of discipline, lot of effort, but in the right direction with the right intention. That's what it matters. The direction needs to be right, the intention needs to be correct. Then your discipline and effort will pay off. Hope this helps. There'll be some more queries you may have on this as follow up. Yeah, we'll look into that in the subsequent satsangs. For now, contemplate on this, it'll help a lot. Thank you.